let's maybe just start with the guy I like the most, which means I almost am assured that he won't be there at 6. That's Texas guard Tre Johnson. Currently, right now, and this is my go-to Bible for all this stuff. It's the rookie scale consensus big board. They take all of the reputable draft sites out there and sort of average out where they have different folks. And on that board, you've got Tre Johnson at 5th. Kevin, where were you at with Tre Johnson?
So I guess I'm a slightly lower on him.
Okay.
I've got him 9th.
Okay. So, but in that range.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not downgrading him. Like I'm saying he's a 2nd round pick. Sure. So, yeah, I've got him right now 9th overall. I'm going to be I mentioned this to you in the pre-show, but I'm going to be making an adjustment to how I handle basically the height length portion. Mm-hmm. And that could affect where he ends up. But just real quick, what I see in the numbers with him that I would say are positives. He's obviously like a great 3-point shooter, great free throw shooter. Those are excellent. Not very many turnovers. That's good. Doesn't foul much. That's also good. And then what I see that's pulling him down was the 45% on twos, which is suggests that either
there's doesn't get to the rim much. That takes a lot of tough twos.
Yeah. So that's if you're taking, getting tough twos in college, it is a concern. And then also the rebounding is pretty low, 3.6 per 40 minutes, 3.1 assists, not great, not a ton of steals, not many block shots. He's assist to turnover isn't great. It's like he's not a great playmaker. He's a good shooter, and I don't know if he has the size to really play like small forward, like a wing sort of thing.
Yeah, he's a 1 or a 2, I think is what you're banking on there.
Yeah, so that would be my my red flags on him. I wouldn't even call them red flags, just like
those are the things that kind of put him where he is, and I think those are exactly what you see watching him play too, right? Like it's a guy that he's going to just drill any decent look he gets at a 3, but he gets himself into that 15-foot range and takes a lot of tough fadeaways and things like that. But I will say contextually, like Texas had just brutal spacing. He basically was the 3-point shooting on the team, and they brought in guys that were high dollar guys for them, like Arthur Kaluma, that just literally couldn't shoot. So anybody that had a decent percentage on their team had no volume, and anybody that had any volume couldn't make them. And I think him being kind of like a skinny freshman, like he was just sort of deterred away from the rim because they had a couple big plotting guys down there. And you just saw a lot of like, okay, I've dribbled for 15 seconds of the shot clock. Let me just pull up and just do something stupid. And I'm hopeful that that's like a thing you can coach away in an open NBA court. Because I actually do buy the playmaking. Like he'll whip the ball around and then it ends up back in his hands at the end of the shot clock. And you're just like, oh, okay, like, what do I really do here? But I think that's what you're banking on. If he's suddenly a 6'5" point guard who can score from anywhere on the court, now you're cooking. If he's just a 3-point shooting 2 guard, that's still valuable. But I think there'll be more there. And I think anybody taking him in the 3, 4, 5 range, that's probably what you're betting on too.
Yeah, I would say that what you've described is a sort of profile that probably can do pretty well in the NBA, in part because if the coaches can get those mid-rangers out of his shot repertoire so that he's either taking threes or, if he played in the Washington system last year, for example, the system they were running, they were definitely, they were definitely trying to work towards threes. And so he wouldn't have really been in position to jack up a bunch of tough mid-rangers. He'd have been pulling up from 3. Now, one question I have, how's his defense?
It was not great for throughout the year, not great at all. I did get to see his NCAA tournament game in person, which was nice because he really ratcheted it up. And that showed me like this is clearly not an inability to do it. It was maybe I'm not being asked to do it given the offensive load, or 2, I just didn't lock in or didn't understand how to play it well enough early in the year. But I was encouraged by that. Whereas one of the other guards we're going to talk about that I also like played no defense at any point during the season. So we'll get to that in a minute here. But
that's one thing I just want to be clear on, so that folks know. I don't watch college basketball. My interest in college basketball is in the prospects that come into the NBA. So this is my evaluation is purely stat driven, and so I rely on you for and to watch the games and tell me what you see.
Yeah, that's why I like comparing notes after. I think it kind of covers all our bases here a little bit.